What's going on, man? It's the trenches, everybody. It's time to freaking get some football in with that little odd-shaped ball that flies through the air. Everybody catches it and gets all excited, man. It's so cool, bro. It's time to see who's going to win the $5,000 and who's not, man. I could do some cool stuff with $5,000. Let's go, bro. Yeah, man, fire. Cool, bro. I like fire. It's cool, man. Welcome, everybody, to the trenches. Here we go. It's getting ready to start week 9. We got a couple things to do before we wrap it up, but we're going to get into it and see, who came out on top this week and who didn't quite get it done. So, who's feeling confident right now before we get started?
I am confident.
Raise your hand, Austin.
Yeah. Chris says he's confident that they did not win. I'm kind of confident in that too. We got to run out the clock on week 8, so let's get this done. That's how it looked after week 7. These are the records: 3-way tie for first, 4-way tie for fourth, 2-way tie for 8th, 2-way tie for 10th, and Adam enjoying that spot all by
Someone's
himself.
got to do it.
Don't have to share with nobody. Plus, you're like the only one that gets the little crap emoji next to the points against and stuff. That's pretty cool,
I earned
man.
it too. I earned that emoji.
Damn right, man. Own it with love. All right, the week 8 game breakers ballot box. Each of you voted and to decide if we were going to erase points or double points and for which position we were going to do it for. The rub, no one knows the results until right now. Well, kind of. There's a couple results I think we can figure out. But first matchup, we got Mr. Right, Mrs. Always Right, Team RamRod sitting tied for 4th against Rebel 31, tied for 8th. Only one game difference, though, to get to the next level. Here's the scores at the end, 151 to 190. We got about a 40-point difference, 39-5-5. The best scenario, we're going to go to the best scenario. Look, if this thing comes out to where we're adding points, Team RamRod could have only added about 9.1 points. Even their best player, Kyler Murray, would only increase their points by 3.765. We see they need 3.955. So if this thing comes out, add points, they're dead in the water. RB2 is the best spot for them, and they're looking to subtract, but unfortunately, even if we do that, they lose by 3/4 of a point. So I don't know if they want to lose by like 2 points or if they want to lose by less than a point, but either way, they're going to lose, man. It's okay. You guys, did you guys already run the math on that, Andrew and Kate?
When I saw Alvin Kamara's performance, I knew we lost.
Well, that was kind of a good thing, though, because then she loses the most points too, right?
Yeah, I don't think RB2 was the position that was chosen. So
that also could be the issue. I didn't think about that.
I didn't have much faith in that. But between
Yeah,
Kamara
RB2
and
is like the Ross Perot.
But maybe people are like trying to get tricky. You guys are all about strategy and stuff. All right, next match. Dobbins Dobby also tied for 8th in that 3 and 4, going up against the top guys, tied for first, Founding Fathers. I think we called this one the Battle of Chewy versus Sticky. And it just came out to 214-40 to 128-15. I mean, kind of a shellacking there. Founding Fathers, they only need 86 points, man. Come on. But look, if this thing goes to where we're doubling the points, they're going to have to look to their RB2, Jones, and they're only going to get an extra 11 points out of it. They were outscored in every category except RB2 and defense. So they really didn't stand much of a chance anyway if you were doubling points. If we subtracted them, they look to RB1. Jason's going to lose 45, almost 46 points. They only got to lose 13, but of course the gap a bit too big. I know you guys already worked this out. Jason, you had to be feeling pretty good. At what point were you like, it's done?
Before Derrick Henry even played, I think.
You guys thought it was done before Henry played? Jason, you got something on that? I don't think Jason can hear it.
He just arrived.
I don't think Jason can hear it. Oh, wait. Oh. You might say something? Jason, are you there? Yes, we are. We're talking about when you knew that you were going to win this match. I mean, you obviously knew you were going to win by now, but at what point?
Yeah,
good
that's
talk.
What I said too.
Yeah. That's when he knew. It was just like that. Just like, I just knew. Like, I don't have to say anything. I just knew. Next match. Little Sutton, Adam Hulse sitting down there all by his lonesome against a top contender in Average Joe's Ballard. Average Joe unable to be here today for a family situation, but 151 to 199, about a 50-point difference, actually 47-70. Real hard to make up. If this thing goes to where we're doubling, Adam could look at his receiver, wide receiver 2, but he would still lose by 31 points. He's looking at wide receiver 1. The gap is nice because Average Joe Ballers would lose almost 43 points. He would only lose 3, but of course it doesn't take a math whiz to figure out he'd still be a little short. That's how little Adam. I'm sure Eleo was probably shooting you spreadsheets all week long. He had his dog tear up your favorite team. He came out firing, and you just had to sit there and take it. I know it would have been nice to rub this win in his face, man, but 7.4. I think somebody said you could have beat like 7 teams in the league this week.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a few pretty good weeks in a row, but I just keep running into teams that put up massive point totals. There's not much I can do about that. Like even this week, he had Etienne go off in the London game, so I already wasn't feeling too great about the matchup. And then A.J. Brown scored like 3 touchdowns in the first quarter, and I was like, well, here we go, another long day.
Yeah, it was pretty. He was up pretty fast.
Betting on the people that Adam's playing against.
Maybe that's an idea. That's a good idea for a prop.
Yeah, start making your DFS lineups, whoever my opponent is. Just plug them into your DFS lineups.
I'm game on that.
199.6 might have put you in the money a little bit.
Be cashing in.
Hey, it's not where you start, it's where you finish, and there's still a few games to go. Next match, Sir Frosty sitting there tied for 4th in that 4-for-3 group, up against Truth Serum Football in the same group. Someone's moving up, someone's not. And judging by the score, 133 to 87, I think we have a pretty good idea of who is who. In the plus situation, if it's doubled up, we looked at the flex position for Truth Serum. Lockett would have got him an extra 14 points, but he still would have fell short by 31. So he needs 45 right now. If this is a subtract situation, he would look to subtract the QB points because he's only going to lose almost 7 points because his cars sucked. Brady decided not to suck this week, and so Frosty would lose a whole 30 points. But as we can tell, little quick math, 30 minus 7 is only 23, and Jordan ends up losing by almost 22 points. Jordan, same question. What point did you know?
I called it on last week's episode that in even weeks, my team doesn't show up ever. Doesn't matter who I got. I win, I lose, I win, I lose. Commissioner Cooper, you're next. You're on the wrong side of this. You get the odd streak. So I'm already focused on next week, and you can let Austin have his victory speech from here.
Boom. Austin, the podium mic is yours, bro.
I felt pretty good when Garrett Wilson started to go off. That was a big question mark in my lineup. And then I thought it was over when Terry McLaurin, I think, caught his touchdown or caught that big bomb, but got to 20 points. And that's when I thought the game was over.
Nick could not be here. He's stuck in an airport. He's actually in an Uber right now. He got a hold of us, let us know. But he is tied 10th. He's down there. You might want to go visit Adam if ChefBoyRDJ has anything to say about it with his 12th pick. The third guy sitting up at that first position. This one gets interesting. 160 to 190, just under 30-point difference. If we go to the double up in this situation, Nick's RB1 Pollard can get him 24.6 points after Chef's 15 from Pierce, but he needs 29, so he'd still fall short by 5 points. But all is not lost, because if we subtract that RB2 like we were talking about before, he would only lose 10. CMC loses that whole 43, and Nick would actually win by 3 points. Nick not here to express his excitement, so come on, man. RB2, take away the points. ChefBoyRDJ, are you scared?
I'm a little bit nervous. That's why I moved McCaffrey to the RB2 spot, just to be safe. I don't know what to expect, man.
A lot of people think the RB2 spot's a weird spot, but you're just the group that makes me think that they vote for RB2 knowing that. It was an interesting vote. I don't know if it's going to turn out the way you thought it was going to with where you guys went, but we're going to find out in just a bit after we look at this one. Stealing balls, killing giants. The ladies who were so dominant in the first few games had a couple bad games, tied in that 4th spot. Alex going up against Alex, 2-5. Gladys, if you've been looking at this, if you've been running the numbers, do you have any idea where we're sitting right now?
Yeah, I don't do math.
No math. Math is hard.
Math is hard.
109 to 126. So we're a real close game. We're sitting at 16, just under 17 points. If we double this, all right, if we plus up wide receiver 1, Cooper Kupp is sitting in their spot, double up his points, and they would win by 1.90 points, just under 2 points. The ladies can win with wide receiver 1, not that far out there to think it could have been chosen. If you guys got tricky and decided to subtract the points, the ladies are looking at wide receiver 2, where they had Devontae Adams completely suck up his day with Carr, and so they don't lose very many points. Waddle completely went off. Alex would lose a lot of points, and the ladies would come out on top at 15.9. Alex, are you worried? I mean, these are likely scenarios. I think these are probably the most likely scenarios of the possible scenarios on the board. Wide receiver 1 definitely could have been picked. Wide receiver 2 would have been a strategic move, but it definitely could have been picked. Have you run the numbers? Do you know what you're at? Do you think you won? Where are you sitting right now?
I mean, I'm feeling all right, but I hadn't really run the numbers in depth. Just kind of looked at it and said, well, these guys scored a lot, and across the line, they didn't score a lot. So,
what's your confidence level on this win right now after seeing them?
I'd give it a 6 out of 10.
60%. Gladys, where are you sitting right now?
Probably 45.
45%. So not nearly as confident that you pulled this off. All right, let's find out what happened. Who does anybody think, Gladys and Nick, you might have pulled this off? Nobody? I see his head shaking.
I raised my hand. I think they did.
You do?
I do.
All right. Roop, what are you thinking about this match right here? I mean, this one really could go either way. It depends on the pick.
I love a good underdog story, not a week by week underdog story. So, like, as much as I love to see an upset happen, I would love everybody to be, tied for like first and second. Everybody's like a game out. So I would like to even everything up just to make the fight a little bit more exciting. But at the same time, a little flip of the scores would be fun too. So
I agree. Let's see what happens. Here we go. This is what we got. Nick still in it, hoping for to erase the points on RB2 so that he can win by 3 points. The ladies of Stealing Ball, Killing Giants, 2 scenarios, both dealing with wide receivers. Inching through win and a dominant win coming up. Let's see what happened. So first you guys decided if you were going to add points or erase points. It was actually really close, as we're going to see. 7-5 to erase the points. So that's going to take away one of the ladies' scenarios. That's where we're looking. Games are not over yet. The first thing that they needed has happened. Let's see if the second part happened. These are the positions that got voted for last week by you guys. QB got voted for. RB1 got voted for. RB2 got voted for. Nick is still alive for that 3-point win. Wide receiver 1 got voted for. And the tight end got voted for. Wide receiver 2 is not in the mix. Gladys, I'm sorry. That means your other scenario has been eliminated. Alex is going to get the win on this one. Now that you got the win, how confident were you really going into this before we start flipping these pictures?
Before we hit up projections, I looked at it and I thought they have a decent team, but I think my skill players are just a little bit better based on the matchup they had this week. And McPherson on Monday night was great. He took points off their score.
McPherson had to hurt you last night, Gladys. I, had the numbers. I knew what McPherson had to get you guys to really give you guys a chance, knowing what is actually going to happen. That had to hurt watching that.
Yeah, I stopped watching. I stopped watching when they were deciding not to, go down the field so he'd have a chance to kick.
Yeah. They just
Yeah, but it was those 2 misses. I mean.
Yeah. Money McPherson.
Yeah, cost you the money, McPherson. Look, there you go. So here we go. So Nick, hoping for the outside chance that you guys voted for RB2. It is on the board. You guys definitely could have voted for it. That could have been the position that came out. Roop, there it is. Where do you think they went? Because you don't know.
RB2.
Going for RB2. That's what he's hoping for. He wants that underdog story. Raise your hand if you voted for RB2. Here's how you guys voted. 8-1 to 1. It was QB losing the points. This scenario will not play out. David, you're going to get the win here. How are you feeling now? Were you really that nervous, or, you just
I really was, man. I switched up my lineup all throughout the week, just hoping, and I knew where I was going to land my guys. I figured RB1 or QB would be the guys to go, but Nick, you're still a mile high asshole. You're 2-6. I won.
A little trash talking video. I guess the pack is going to have to regroup after this one. Here's how they really go. You guys are matched up across Nat versus Team RamRod and so forth. The quarterback points gets erased so you can see your final scores. Founding Fathers, you didn't actually lose by 80, so that's, it's only 79. That's got to feel good.
That's a nice consolation.
The thing here, really, none of the scores after what you guys actually picked, there's nothing really that close. I think the interesting part is you got Danny Dimes down there versus Mac Jones in the starting lineups. I definitely had to go look at it. I understand now why, because they're sporting Herbert and Mahomes respectively with bye weeks happening. Gladys, how much did you guys miss Patrick Mahomes this week?
We missed Patrick Mahomes a lot. We missed Devontae Adams being sick and playing a lot. We missed Money McPherson being a dick and not.
He missed too.
Yeah, he missed a lot. So yeah, I think we would have been okay had like Adams ran like 22% less routes than he usually did. He was just sick and he shouldn't have played, and I should have put someone else in.
Usually they got them happy IV drugs and they go out there and they play
right?
for a little bit. Yeah, they can.
Vegas, they could afford some drugs.
Hydrated and go out there and play a couple rounds, but not today. Roop, are you surprised by any of these scores here?
No, it seems like it's a pretty easy cut and dry across the board. Everybody was saying it's really hard and really exciting, but at the same time, all the players seem to show up on some teams, and then everybody else just decided to take a week off. So it was too easy of a week for everyone.
Founding Fathers, you guys have to be disappointed in your roster. It's been a long time since they've really come in that low.
Yeah, it was bound to happen, I guess. All your great teams, on their Super Bowl run, they'll have a clunker.
Is that what it is?
Or something like that.
RELA.
And your great teams face a greater one. So
that's what happened. We ran into the immovable object. That's all.
Are you guys worried about your roster? Is this like a sign of things to come, or was this just
Naheem Hines just went to the Bills. We're okay.
Yeah, I saw that. We're okay. Austin, you're feeling pretty good. You've had a good couple weeks. I think you dropped it last week, but overall, you've had a nice run here recently. How are you feeling?
Pretty solid, pretty weak point total to win. And this, the quarterback minus was the situation that I did not want. Looking through, knowing what he had with Derek Carr and what I had with Tom Brady, but it still works out, so we'll take OW.
Yeah, you take it with second to the bottom. You were definitely upper in the middle of the pack and dropped down there. So I definitely third from the bottom, I guess. But yeah, that hurts when you're thinking about playoff implication, long-term run. But that takes us to this week's top score. Jason, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Yes, sir.
Nice. How are you feeling?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. I don't know if you can see the last slide, but we know what this next graphic is about to show us. Well, let me run the graphic.
I didn't need to see that, Chris. I already knew who the top scorer was.
I'll bet you did. Listen.
If you ain't first, you're last.
Yeah, man, there he is. Jason Cooper, Semper Fi, 182.6. Dobbins Dobby with the win. That makes the current standings look like this. Jason, you said you knew that you had the top score. Did you run the numbers, or were you just confident? Because, the numbers definitely could have changed.
They could have changed, but the way I was sitting, I was just looking at looking at what could have been taken off and what added. It just, like I said, I was already of the mindset someone might have taken it, but I was pretty confident it was me this week.
Yeah, it could have been taken from you, but you're right. Just the way it played out. Nick, welcome from the airport. Good to see you, buddy. I know you. I know you missed most of it, but your scenario was, had the vote gone the correct way, you actually could have won by 3 points. You did not. You do take the L. All right, man. So you know what happened. Another loss. How are you feeling? It was this week. They showed up.
Right on, man.
Right on, man. Far out. So look, we got the record.
That's what you should have saved the double up on Tony Pollard, and you would have had it.
Yeah,
Tony
true.
Pollard could have got you the win. This is where
was the week.
Whoa, man. Must have hit it too hard. This is how the record looks, guys. ChefBoyRDJ, Average Joe Baller staying at the top. Founding Fathers dropping into that tied for third position. Got five team membership in the 500 group. And then Dark Horse, Globo, and a little something. Don't worry, Adam. You still got it all by yourself, bro. It's okay.
I'm the most consistent team in this league. I've been in last place since week 1. It's all about consistency, baby.
You got to change your name.
Consistency. That's what gets this stuff done. So we know that Adam, with 3 weeks to go before we hit the playoffs, we know Adam is not going to win that first spot. We know Globo Jim is not going to win that first spot. Technically, the only 2 teams eliminated from finishing first in this one. Everybody else still has a shot with 3 weeks to go. And that is going to take us to our fabulous fundraisers. Here's the money. I had 6 people getting money this week. That's $50 each. But again, like we talk about every week, it's about the totals. The totals keep going up. The numbers keep going up. We hope you guys will get out and support these things. Look for videos dropping this week about these individual charities. Hear from the 12 and why they picked them. It's the first of the month, so we know you got a little extra. Hopefully you can throw these guys $5-10 because it's not about them. It's about these amazing charities and the people that they're helping. So if you can, please go help out these fabulous fundraisers. It does just so happen that if you get $10, you get a little extra fab money. Our whole total right now, $23.12. It just keeps climbing. We're hoping to get to 10,000. I'd love to see that happen. So let's keep this thing going, guys. Spread the word. Let people know that your fundraiser is out there and everybody else's as well. Some amazing charities out there. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Impatient cow. Moo.
Impatient cow.
See? That's how you, man. Oh, hey, there's a game breaker. Check this out, bro.
Across the road.
Jason.
Yes.
You get to pick the game breaker, unless you already picked it before.
I already know what I want.
You haven't.
I want Bond. Jason Bond.
I know what you want, too, because you said before, I was going to ask if you were going to stick with the same one, if you were going to go somewhere else.
Been waiting.
So you're going to stick with the same one. Awesome.
Yes, sir.
All right, everybody, have fun with this one. You picked the. Here we go. Far out. All right. 007 Super Spy, right? So for your eyes only, let your opponent see what you want them to. You're going to set your real roster with us. What you have sitting out there on Sleeper may not actually be what you're playing. License to Kill. Give a score of 0 to 7 of your opponent's players. 7 people are coming in with a 0 to start the week.
Minefield.
Oh, don't worry, kids, because you only live twice. Get it, man. 00. And double points for 7 of yours. Here's how it's going to go down. I'm going to make this easy for you now. Step 1, man, you're going to get a spreadsheet in the email. On it, you're going to list this week's starters at each position. Set your roster with us. You're going to tell which starters you want to double up. You're going to pick 7 of them. Then you're going to tell us which 7 of your opponent's players you're giving a 00 to. Here's the thing. Because you don't know who's getting the 0s, who's getting the double ups, and you don't even know what the roster is, all this applies to the entire roster, man. So the bench counts too, because someone might put a bench player in to throw you off, man, or because they know you're going to put 0s on their starter, so they got to play a bench. So that's why you get 7. All right. Step 2, you got to return the filled out spreadsheet before the players start their games. So you might have to make more than one submission, man, because there's game on Thursday, there's morning games on Sunday, there's afternoon games on Sunday. So if you got to make multiple ones, we get it, bro. The rub on this, you won't know who your opponent started. You won't know which of your players have 0s. And, yep, this one fell into some bye weeks and some pretty big ones. That could limit a lot of people's rosters and where those 0s and double ups are going to go. It might be real easy or real hard for some of you guys. 007, James Bond. Everybody thanks Jason for that one. How are we feeling about it? Jason, you picked it. How are you feeling about your pick, man?
This is This is the perfect twist before I play you, Kamish. Like, I loved it. This one's great. Let's go.
So we know that the people that we're going to double up is probably the people they're going to give zeros to. So how's that going to work out?
Well, we don't know that because hopefully you're employing a little strategy there, and so you're.
But you said they could pick bench players too.
They
absolutely.
Yeah, I really don't like it.
So what happens if we pick the same player?
I can't stand it actually.
Zero.
Zero times 2 is 0.
100%. Math is hard.
It really is. It really is.
No, I get the question because
the 0 overrides the double.
In other game breakers, if you both pick the same player,
Yeah.
there was something that happened. This is not one of those. What you see is what you get, man.
Okay.
So just so we're clear, I'm going to pick 7 to double up. But if my opponent, Sir Frosty, picks all 7 of those, then they're all 0.
Then all 7 would be 0. That'd be a pretty amazing trick, man. That'd be far out, bro.
It's
Far out, bro.
fantasy football minesweeper.
Yeah,
Yeah, this
So-
is crazy.
So
So
people
if
on
somebody-
David's got a question. Hold on.
Yep, go ahead.
Go ahead, Dave.
Do we cancel it by player name or by position? Wide receiver
By
1.
name. By name.
Okay, perfect.
This is a name. Go ahead now.
So,
I want
go ahead.
fucking
So-
names.
So basically, the bench is in play and the starters are in play. Now, this is going off based off of what I picked and what they picked, or is this you have to outscore your opponent and then you are in the driver's seat, essentially?
Your starting lineup that you put in the spreadsheet minus whoever your opponent put zeros on.
So, this is
Okay.
what's going to happen, man. You're going to look at your whole roster. You're going to try and figure out who your opponent didn't give zeros to. Then you're going to play those guys, hoping that they didn't get zeros. If they got zeros, then when we see the scores next week, you'll see a 0 next to them. So hopefully you started enough people that didn't get zeros that you can outscore your opponent. That's basically what it comes down to.
Okay.
Austin, I see you over there. You're always thinking after these game breakers. I see the wheels turning because you're a college kid and stuff. What are you thinking about this?
Oh man, this I haven't really been too stressed any of the weeks too much, as much as you can be in the trenches, but this is brutal. It's just going to be endless thinking back and forth. Who are they going to pick? Who should I double up? I don't know. This is going to be a lot.
Man.
Only 2 players are going to score then. Only 2 players are going to score.
Not
It's a 9-man
necessarily.
roster.
You have 14 people to choose from.
Mhm.
Right, but so
If you
if
play
they
the
pick
right
someone
player,
I didn't play, then
there you
it
go.
doesn't matter.
Exactly. That 0 sitting on your bench, it won't even matter, man.
Okay. Got it.
Alex, what are you thinking about this one?
This could be fun. This could be a lot of fun. Could be a lot of misery too. You never know.
Oh,
Depends
Nat,
on
you
which
and I are
side
gonna
you're
have to
on.
talk.
Adam, this is your chance to neutralize the high scoring opponent this week. I mean, you get 7 zeros to hand out, man. I mean, you can shut it
The
down.
less players that count towards the score, the more I think that's going to help me with the way that these weeks have gone. And just that first glance of this game breaker, I think that kickers and defenses are going to be pretty important this week.
It could be, man, but someone else might be thinking that too.
Isn't your defense
there
on
it
bye?
is.
Yes.
Yeah, that could be bad.
Yeah.
He could get another one.
I'd love to have a
He's still
gentleman's
got
agreement
time.
with my opponent this week, but I already know I can't.
Waiver wire
Why
still
not?
out there.
I'm the honorable Judge Jordan. You can have it. You can have all the gentleman agreements with me, man.
Roop, there it is. There it is. What do you think about this one, man?
Listen, that's just the
Hey,
wig.
Nat,
All
you and I are
right.
gonna have to talk, baby.
I think it's going to be a lot of thinking and even more overthinking. I say just pick the players and move on. If you're going to stress yourself out over this one, trying to think what they're going to do, and curious about the backdoor deal behind, under the
Right?
table, whatever. This is not a week to do that. There's too much that could happen. But I would love to see somebody do a backdoor deal and then kind of get ran over. It would be kind of funny.
Jordan's always willing to make a
Yeah,
deal
Jordan's
with
over
you.
there. Miss Chuckles over there.
I've already got it. I'm just waiting. I've got it. I'm
Hey,
ready.
Judge, what's the ruling?
His DMs are open.
What's the ruling on this game breaker, Judge?
The ruling is it is an odd week, so I'm going to win regardless, but I think I've got this one figured out. I know exactly where I'm going with it.
What are the Vegas odds on your win this week?
100-0. I'm winning.
Minus 100, plus 100.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't bet. I just know I've got the victory this week. I'm just saying, every other week, man, I've been right every time.
Well, here's the fun part, man. This gets even better as we finish out the show, man. So this week, I'm taking my family to Disney, man. Like, we're going to go play with Mickey Mouse, and, like, we're going to go play in the water and do rides and woo and stuff, man. So you know what that means? That means next week you're at the mercy of Roop. There it is, man. You guys are in trouble, bro. Oh, yeah, man. He's going to be taking over the show. He's going to be running things. And I'm not even going to be here to stop him. Yo,
boy.
Yeah, you guys can handle it. You all part of my wolf pack now, and we're all family. So get ready, family, because next week's going to be a hoot.
A hoot.
A hoot.
What about a holler? Do I get a holler too?
Holla.
Bring your dancing shoes, man. It's going to be
ready
fun.
next week. Just show up early. Get ready.
Everybody show up for the trenches next week because it's going to be something to watch. 007 points going all over the place. Who knows where they're going to be? Close matches, far matches, low scoring points. Somebody's got to win every single one and get one step closer to $5,000. We got 12 teams. We got one prize. Each of them are hoping to win it. Join us next week to see who gets a little bit closer right here in the trenches. Thanks for being here. Be safe. Peace, man.
Let's go.